Hey guys, I'm Jay, and now for those of you that don't know, I am a huge fan of music. I need to hear it every day. I actually have a background somewhat in the music industry. I was, this is going back 10 years, I was a DJ at a radio station, but we would call ourselves on-air talent. And there's a radio station in Coal City, Illinois, and 105.5, it was called The Cat. Yeah, really creative. I was the overnight guy. I did a metal show. It was called the Graveyard Shift. And I ran that show from 10 at night till 3 in the morning. And it was quite an experience. We would also sometimes broadcast Bulls games, basketball team, NBA. The radio station had some kind of licensing agreement. Oh, I loved those nights. I loved it. Because all I would have to do is just sit there at the control board, watch the levels. When the network station was taking a break, we would take a break as well. I would pop in our local commercials, bing, bam, boom. I loved nights when we were broadcasting the Bulls games. But yeah, I did that for about 3 years. I was an on-air talent, and what ended up happening was the owners cleaned house, changed formats completely, which is actually very common in radio. Like, one day it might be a station that just plays indie music, and then the next day, all of a sudden, they're a country western station. Happens all the time. So they cleaned house and changed formats. They moved the station, and for those of you that are interested in working in radio, let me just give you this one piece of advice, and make sure it's better to do it when you're a little bit younger, because in order to be successful in radio, you have to be able to get up and go. If there's an opening for on-air talent in Cleveland, Ohio, you have to be able to pack up your crap, go find a place and rent it and work there for however long. And that wasn't something that I was really willing to do. I mean, I had a family, and so wasn't able to just like pick up and go to wherever the next radio job was, Iowa, Wisconsin, whatever. So if you are interested in radio, start it when you're younger, when you have fewer attachments, less responsibilities, and like you can fit all your crap in like one box. But I know you guys didn't come here to hear me tell stories, so this is a knife channel, right? We should probably talk about this thing. And so today we're gonna look at a damn handsome, ooh, that was a good one, Kizer Kyre. This is the Vanguard version, model number V4484A2. As usual, we will get started with talking about the features. We'll compare this to some other knives on the table. And now make sure that you guys stick around until the end so you can see the full specs on this. And if you're a subscriber, you might even see your name at the end in the credits. Now, I can appreciate you guys are really busy. I just want to quickly remind you, click on that, where is it? Click on that subscribe button if you're looking for knife reviews that get right to the point. Now, this is the Kizer Kyre Vanguard version. It is a collaboration between Kizer and a company called TK Knives. The Kyre is it's a manual action liner lock, and more specifically, an inset liner lock. The blade is riding on ball bearing pivot, and deployment, as you can see, is accomplished with either the flipper here, or you can use these thumb holes. It's a little more difficult for me. You can also, oh yeah, Spidey flick it, no problem. There is an external stop pin, but what's interesting about this stop pin is that they actually reinforced it. You don't see that too often, so I just thought that that was I don't know, it just shows that they actually care about the product that they're putting out. The blade, 3.375 inches long and 3.20 millimeters thick, and that's going to be VG10 blade steel, one of my favorites, personal favorites. The handle, 4.50 inches long, giving this, it's an okay blade to handle ratio. Thickness of that handle, it is under ½ inch at 0.47. Now the closed width, so how much room this is going to occupy in your pocket. I have two measurements for you. The first one includes the flipper, and the second measurement does not. So if you measure from here to here, that's 1.50 inches exactly. And the second measurement was done here, more towards the middle, and that's 1.37 inches. So that's not too bad. The construction, if we flip this guy over, you can see it's open construction, and we're looking at just the two barrel spacers. Not bad. You know what? Let me get the scale and let's weigh this thing. All right, let's see how much we're looking at. Wow, right at 4 ounces. Not bad. Not bad at all. That is going to be, wow, roughly the equivalent of only 1, 2, 3, just 5 AA batteries. Part of the reason of why they're able to keep that weight down is, see if you guys can see that, right there. Yeah, right there. Yeah, they did, they skeletonized the crap out of this liner, and it's just on the one side. So that is also really nice to see. Now, if you're not crazy about this version, that's okay. You can actually also get this in a black G10, and that's going to be the same VG10 steel because it's in the Vanguard line. Or you can upgrade to a titanium scaled version, and that has either blue or gray titanium scales, and the blade steel on those are S35 VN, and they do weigh a little bit more than the G10 ones, and that's actually part of the reason why I went with the G10 version, just for the lighter weight. So what do you say? Do you guys want to see this knife up against some others? Me too. The steel wheel Modus, first one, and the Benchmade Freak, which actually, wow, look at that. Almost the exact same amount of cutting edge. Let's do another one. Of course, we gotta do the PM2. And let's get rid of the Freak. We'll bring in the Cold Steel American Lawman. Similar handle size. But yeah, the Kyre has a little bit more cutting edge. And let's do one more. Of course, the native 5. Now, why don't we go ahead and go through quickly my 5 likes and dislikes. Yeah, you heard me right, 5. I decided to trim a little bit of fat off. And we'll start out, well, number 1, the curb appeal. Aesthetics, how it looks. I love this wide, really wide blade profile. Love it. Flat ground, drop point with a satin finish. Now there's only 2 body screws, which is awesome. And they are T8s, so that's also good to see. Less likely to strip out. Number 2, the function. This is going to be my first gripe. Yeah, I don't like the function. The detent is very, very weak. Hold on. All right, I can't do it on camera but trust me, you guys have to take my word for it on that. But yeah, you can gravity flip it open. And the thumb holes, I don't like. They're kind of tough to get at for me. Those of you, there might be some of you out there that don't have any problem at all, but I do. And this probably could also be fixed with like a zip tie on there, which I might actually do that, and just to see how it works out. But the action is really, really good. I mean, it does fall shut with a little bit of shake and bake. The center is a little bit off. Let's see if you guys can see that. It's kind of leaning this way just a little bit. I mean, nothing's rubbing or anything, but it is off. Once the blade is deployed, it's locking up kind of early, which about 20%. And I would definitely call this fidget friendly. Oh yeah, it's a good time. Number 3, in the hand. I like handle shape, makes for a very, very comfortable grip. Actually, you know what it feels? It feels like I'm like holding a banana, to be honest. Yeah. The fluted scales, they do provide pretty good traction. There is a very long, see that? Like, look at strip of jimping. Like, could you imagine the size thumb or how long you need to get that stretch, that span? But yeah, pretty long strip of jimping on the blade. The balance, I think, is pretty good. Oh my, yes it is. Very good. There is a sharpening choil. Thank you very much, Kizer. There are absolutely no sharp edges anywhere on this handle. The clip is, you guys see how it's kind of like a low profile sort of affair? So for you righties, I mean, this should not cause any hot spots. Number 4, in the pocket. That's going to be my second gripe. And the clip. It really does leave a good amount of knife sticking out of that pocket. And because it is low profile kind of design, it really cannot accommodate thicker material. However, I do really like the clip positioning because so you can see, like right now it's set up in the right-handed configuration. So when you put this in your pocket, the way that the clip is positioned, it's going to be towards the back of your pocket. I really like that. Now it is tip up only, and righties and lefties alike. Number 5, the price, I like 80 bucks. 80 bucks. I think that that is just fine for what you're getting. So to very, very quickly summarize here, guys, we said curb appeal was a like, function I did not like, in the hand I liked, in the pocket I did not like, and the price I liked. So for those of you keeping score at home, that's going to be 3-2, which is going to lead us right into my recommendation. And you know what? I would just say, sure, why not? Go ahead. 80 bucks. I mean, that's pretty good for what you're getting. And let me remind you what you're getting. You're getting a very wide VG10 blade, ball bearing pivot, inset liners, and all on a fairly light knife at around 4 ounces. I mean, plus you get to test this version before committing to the more expensive titanium one. Now, would I replace this knife if I ever lost it? Probably not. No. I don't think I would. Now, before we go, guys, I would just like to, well, I have a question. I would like to know, do any of you that already own this knife, have you experienced a weak detent? I'd really be interested to hear how the detent is on your version, and whether or not it's the Vanguard one or the titanium. I still would like to hear how the detent works for you. So just leave your answers in the comment section below. And if this video about the Kizer Kyre answered most of your questions, hey, would you just go ahead and leave me a like? So I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to show you the specs, full specs here in just a second. Thanks again, and I will see you guys at the next video. Hey, you guys take care, okay?